Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Getting Creative With, the show where AADL staff engage with an arbitrarily chosen topic to stay playful, stay inspired, and as the name suggests, creative. My name is Ksenia, and with me today are AADL staff members Mackenzie, Aurora, and Stephanie, and this week's theme is layers, something I've been using a lot of due to the frigid Michigan winter. But Mackie, what do you have for us this week?
I took it in a slightly different manner. I made a penguin because it's a bird and birds lay eggs, so they are layers.
That is an adorable interpretation.
It also is wearing layers. So I thought I'd take it the punny route.
Can I see the little feet on that thing? Oh, so cute. Wow.
That's adorable.
I love that it's wearing earmuffs.
Yeah, those were hard to sew on. Because it like the way it's shaped, I was holding it like this, trying to sew down, and it kept shifting. And the earmuffs were the hardest part sewing it on, just because they shifted so much when I was trying to sew them.
I also like that you crocheted a scarf, but you crocheted a scarf for a crocheted bird.
Yep.
I'm very happy.
The pattern is Kevin the penguin. So this is Kevin the penguin.
What is he stuffed with?
Just standard fiber fill.
Cool.
And this is the pattern called for super fine yarn, so it's size 1 yarn, and I couldn't find size 1 yarn in the store. Mm-hmm. So he's made with size 2 yarn, so he's actually slightly bigger than he would have normally been.
How long did it take to make him?
The body took me 7 hours, and then the individual parts took me over a course of a day, doing it on and off because I had to take breaks because I can get it closer, you might be able to see. They're really tiny stitches.
Yeah.
So, and some of the parts are like, you can see the beak's really small and the feet are really small. And then I had to do some really small white to then crochet it in.
It's so intricate. That's beautiful.
I have to shout out to Tom because I was working on it a little bit, trying to help pick things out, and Tom helped me when we had a slow day in branch. I had the eyes, and I was like, which eyes would work better? So that's why he has like orange eyes.
And so where did you get the pattern from? Is it available online, or did you get it from a book or something?
I got it online. I was just looking up penguin. I was looking up birds, so I found it was Paco the peacock I was thinking about doing. Mm-hmm. And it had a lot of parts. All the feathers were going to be a lot. So I found a simpler version, which was Kevin the penguin. I found him through Pinterest.
Nice.
He has a little tail too.
Aww.
He can't quite stand up on his own because for whatever reason I have a hard time crocheting things that can stand up on their own.
I've heard that you can put like beans on the bottom before you put the fiber fill in, and that'll make them a little bit more bottom heavy. Maybe you could try that next time you make something like that. I've never tried it, so I don't know if I'm giving you this advice, but it's what I've heard.
Yeah. And it's just like the cat one I did a while ago, my one dog is obsessed with these. He is currently standing next to my monitor, reaching for Kevin because he wants this as a new toy. He's like, can I have it now, please?
Are your dogs the type that tear apart toys?
One of them is the one that's like obsessed with the crochet toys I make. is not the one that rips up toys. He just wants to he's missing half his teeth, so he just likes to gum it. So he's not capable of tearing it up, but he's just like trying to get around my computer monitor for it right now. Oh, now he's over the monitor.
It's an exciting day here at, Getting Creative With.
Did you sew the eyes on, or is that one of those things that
They're safety, yeah. I actually have a set of them with me.
Ooh, how do those work?
I'll show you.
Ooh.
Since I've been making more toys, I talked to my spouse and got a 1,000-piece set of eyes.
Oh.
Nice.
So these are all little eyes. They look like they have screws.
Uh-huh.
So the eyes that are currently in Kevin look like this. So there's the color. And then if you look behind it, it's a screw.
Okay. And so does the threading in the screw portion of the eye kind of catch? Okay, neat. That's so functional.
Yeah.
Cool.
This is the back. I don't know how well you can see it. It's clear. You're not supposed to see it very well.
Gotcha.
But it's ribboned as well, and the screw goes right through it.
Nice.
They're very standard safety eyes. But I have 1,000 of them. In this nice little kit. It's really nice.
That's so many eyes. I just like how there's like a specialty kind of purchase you can make if you make a whole lot of toys. Just eyes.
Yeah. Well, it also has noses in there.
Oh.
And it has some other ones that don't have the screw that I'm not entirely sure how you put into a toy, but I'll find out.
There you go.
I'll figure it out. I'll learn.
You have the inventory.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you for introducing us to Kevin the penguin. He is adorable. Oh my gosh. And like with your sweater and everything, it just looks so cute. Makes me so happy. Cool. Well,
yeah.
I'd love to get the pattern so we can link it to anyone who wants to make another Kevin. That will be a fun thing to do.
I did have to buy it, so I don't know if I can.
Okay, gotcha.
So I will send it to you and we'll see.
Sounds good. All right, cool. Thank you for that. Okay, it looks like I'm next up in the order. So that's fun. So for layers, I've been eyeing this little 3-pack of Sculpey clay that my friend got me a while ago, because I've seen those really trendy like terrazzo pattern earrings and like those little polymer clay just things that people have made that look like mosaics. And I've wanted to try making clay canes, essentially. So it's what happens when you layer clay on top of each other, roll it, and then cut it into slices to create like a really cool cross section. So I want to try my hand at that. And I made a little trinket dish out of the clay. So it's rounded over. I've just made little petals out of them. But that is the result of me layering rolled up tubes of this Sculpey clay and rolling it up in more clay, essentially, making it into a tube and slicing it, then rolling it out thinner and sticking it together. And it was just a cool experience because like there are like tutorials on how to make actual flowers using this technique. And it's weird to think in a 2-dimensional way when you're making something out of the 3rd dimension, it's like when you're making things out of tubes and cylinders rather than like just, flat images. So that's one thing I made. But I've also been practicing some sewing lately. So I have this shirt that I made onto which I layered a pleat that I hand cut myself, and it just says yikes. It just says yikes. I thought it was just super fun. So there's my little shirt. So I went sort of the literal physical route of layering things in order to create both the little trinket bowl, the trinket dish, and a shirt that exemplifies how this last year is felt. But there's my layer.
So the clay, did you have to bake it, or pretty much you just let it air dry? The clay.
Clay. This particular brand does bake, and the color retention for Sculpey, I have to say, is really stunning, because this was these are the colors that it came in essentially, and it didn't dry out and look really weird. It's just like it's still so vibrant. So I'm really pleased with this brand of clay. It's true to its pigment and retains color well. So it's been good.
Do you have to? Sorry. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it took very little time to make as well. Like in the oven, meanings like the layering and the process of like stacking and things like that. That took a while, but it was a really easy, clean sort of bake. Yeah, highly recommend it. Super easy to work with.
So you put like a bowl, you put layer on top to make that shape, kind of?
Yep, exactly. Just so it could drape easily. And I rolled the little petals thinly enough that it was just able to drape. And yeah, because most of what I've seen online, at least, has just been like either beads or flatter surfaces. Just really flat. But yeah, this was just draped, baked, and well, that kind of rhymes. Draped, baked, and ready.
I was going to say, I've seen a similar technique. I bought these little fruits that are super, super tiny.
Yeah.
For like, you put them on your nails, stick them with nail polish or nail glue. And when I was like, oh, I wonder how they make those, it was a similar process where they make them with clay and then slice them super.
Yeah.
So.
Every time. Yeah, and that's the way they make old-fashioned candy too. It's like if you see little pieces of candy that look like they have little watermelons or oranges drawn into them, it's the same way that they do with candy too. It's like they heat up the sugar, the colored sugar, they roll it, and they wrap it in whatever bound color it's going to be, and then they just slice it, and there you go. You got little old-fashioned little candies.
Well, that's really cool. You learn something new every day.
Yeah, it's a fun technique. It's just, it was mind bending for me to like work in 3D, but expect a 2D image. So that was fun.
That's cool.
Yeah. But Laura, hey.
Well, I did the same route you do. I'm thinking layers. What can I do with layers? I have seen a lot of people done layers with papers with the image. So I have done mine with layers. There is 4 layers here. There's the top layer, which is the brown, as you can see. Yeah, I'm separating it. So there is the brown layers, and then there is the blue layers, and then there is this rainbow layers, and then you have the, but I have seen more intricate design than this, but I thought I just starting to try it out to give it, some people done it so nicely that it's more 3-dimensional, but I just want a little bit simple, so I just did layer with papers to like an image on this one. So that's what
really stunning. It looks so much like a stained glass.
Yeah, I try to use different type of papers. I thought maybe next one I do is more see-through, like this one, kind of, so that you could hang it on the windows, kind of. So
yeah, I love the color on the wings there. That's really pretty.
it's a recycled book page that one of the picture book covers, a side page that we salvage and use that. I just thought something different. I couldn't think of what colors, and then I have to cut many different little cubicle to make it to like different colors. So when I saw this, I said, this is perfect. I didn't have to do so much work.
Yeah.
But cutting the paper, the top layer is the most hardest because it has all that intricate opening. But
yeah, I was gonna ask, how did you cut all that out?
I have to draw it out. I have seen the image, so I draw it in the back of this page, and then I draw it on it, and then use an X-Acto knife and cut it.
Okay,
So this in class, and all the other image as well. The layers is by X-Acto blades cutting, so that you can see it, and then when you lay it. And
How are they all stuck together?
Oh, right now I got it. Put little tape holding it, because I really kind of want to frame it, but I also want to show that the layers. So that's why I didn't really glue it down or anything like that. So to demonstrate that this is my layers, different layers stuff. But eventually, I would like to frame it or do something with it. That small part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's gorgeous. And then, so did you design it yourself, or did you kind of have a template that you used?
I saw a picture. I was trying to figure it out. I seen some that's so fine detail that was like a tree and then Nicene and other one. And I thought, oh gosh, I thought maybe I could try it. But then when I see the fine detail of it, and I thought, gosh, that would take forever just to X-Acto blade that. And I know that there's some people use a laser printer that may have template to do that. But since I have to do everything by hand, so I tried to find, I thought this is more simpler, not too much detail one. But I have seen other people on Etsy that make these really fancy, intricate cut that they do cutting and stuff like that. Make it more like a three-dimensional when they layer each layers. So,
just out of curiosity, what are the greatest number of layers that you've seen people use in your research and in?
They don't really go. I mean, a lot of them they just use different. There's different methods, and a lot of them they just use thicker papers or depend what they want to use it as the three-dimensional. And some of them they just use the color to make it more three-dimensional, but they still have to cut all the different papers. And there's some that's more many layers, like 4, 5, 6 different layers and intricately cut, so that when they laid it out, and they also leave a little bit gap so that it's more like a 3D by the time you open it. But I didn't have that kind of time this time, so I just did it this way out. So, but I was happy with it. So what I tried out on. So
yeah, I hope you are. It's beautiful, and exactly, you're so cool. And then the brown piece is that's all one piece, right? Like you.
Yeah.
But okay, cool. Wow.
Yeah. So if I take it apart, you can see it. The brown piece actually, it just, you can see it. It's more like this. So you can see it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Seriously.
It was fun, but it was just something that I thought, oh gosh, I didn't think that it would take me that long, but it did. So
nice. And how long did it take you, just out of curiosity?
Oh, I would say from start to finish, it would take me, I think, 3.5 hours, 4 hours to do this, because the first one, the brown layer, took me over almost close to 2 hours. And then afterward, I have to figure out what kind of colors I want to make it combination before I cut it and decide it on that.
Wow. All right. So a craft with a pretty high level of commitment there.
Yeah.
Beautifully, though, like executed. I love it. Nice. Yeah, paper crafts are like one of those things that, I don't know, given my experience with paper crafting, I've always wanted to try quilling and like cutting things out, but I'm just like so bad at being precise. Makes me happy to look at the work of somebody else who is really good at it. So thank you for brightening up my day. Nice. All right. Well, hey, Steph. Hello. Happy
Hi.
Thursday.
Happy Thursday. So I also worked with paper, but I did something a little different. And it didn't come out looking exactly how I wanted it to, but it was still fun to do. So, so what I did was layered a bunch of paper. See, there's like a million sheets of paper there. And I glued them all together. And then I took an X-Acto blade and cut out this heart.
Nice. Just in time for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Showing so it's you can see it's a little three-dimensional.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did construction paper and magazine pages to get a little bit more color.
Yeah.
And Mod Podge to glue it all together. I originally had it as the full sheet size, and then realized that that was going to be forever to glue enough pages to get it the thickness that I needed. So then I just chopped it in half and glued the two halves together to get thickness. So.
How did you attach the paper on the inside?
I glued it. So yeah, so what I did was I just took a sheet of construction paper and a sheet of magazine print and glued it together and just did that over and over and over again until I had a thickness, cut that thickness in half and glued those two halves together to get the full thickness.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. It's just a bunch of pages stuck together with Mod Podge.
I love it.
Also, then you do the final red at the very latest. You cut it, then you glue the heart shape, or how are you able to lift the heart shape out without disturbing the back, the color paper inside?
Some of it is peeling up, so if I wanted to keep this, I would need to like re-glue this part right here. But yeah, I just drew the heart on there, and then I cut this inner heart out, and then cut this yellow heart, and then this final one out. And I cut it and then did like a crosshatch cut inside of this, and then just sort of stabbed each crosshatch with the tip of the X-Acto blade to pull it out. And the glue wasn't too strong on some of the layers, so it came out. And now I have a bunch of confetti.
The opposite of a problem. That sounds delightful.
Yeah.
Nice. So how did you choose your colors for this card piece?
I really liked the red, and with the heart theme, I wanted to stick with red. The other pages, I just was flipping through magazines and found pictures that I liked the colors of, but I wasn't going to see all of them, so I wasn't too fussy about which colors I had.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Nice.
And then, yeah, when to stop cutting, I just was like, okay, those colors look nice together. I like them. And the center one is a picture of cake with sprinkles on it. So I liked that. I'm glad that I was able to unearth that layer.
Mm-hmm. That's so cool. Oh, I love it. It's like the closer you look at it, the more detail you get to see, and you're rewarded for continuing to observe it. That's really fun.
Yeah, I had fun doing it. I wanted to see a little bit more of the cross of the layers coming out. But I think it's an interesting medium to work with. I don't know if that's the right word, but a fun experiment.
Nice.
Yeah.
And where did you get the inspiration for this? Was there a project that you saw, or was this just something that kind of came to you?
I was initially thinking some sort of like collage. And part of me was thinking about those crayon drawings that I used to do as a kid, where like you would draw a bunch of different colors on a page and then cover it up with black crayon and then shave off the black to see the pattern underneath. And so I was thinking about that, but thinking about doing that with paper. So that's sort of where my mind was.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, those were always really fun to do. It was like magical for me as a kid to like image, just, like something colorful. That'd be
Yeah.
super fun. I totally thought about doing that as well, with the crayons, but I'm like, ugh, so much wrist work.
Yes.
Nice. Alrighty. Well, cool, you guys. Thanks for layering up. And, I don't know. I don't have a pun for this. Yeah, super fun. I thank you for Kevin the Penguin and for beautiful paperwork, you guys. And, I'm going to go ahead and just keep staying happy with my Yikes shirt.
I love it.
That was a really fun make.
Yeah.
I chose floral patterns specifically for that purpose.
Wonderful.
Kind of like, things are good, but also it's interesting. Thank you for always being an inspiration to me and for giving me lots and lots of projects to do and to think about as we keep on keeping on during the winter in this time of isolation. So we'll see you guys soon and have a wonderful afternoon. Bye.